1 second, I'll be right with you. Make yourself comfy. Hi, welcome in. How can my alchemic talents help you today? Oh my God, it's you. I was gonna hunt you down after I finished getting settled in, but no surprise, you beat me to it. No, you're not intruding at all. Let me lock the door and we can head to the back and catch up. I've only been here a week and already had a decent amount of people wander in, and I don't want anyone interrupting us. Oh, mostly just farmers and ranchers looking for minor stamina and healing potions. The Academy sure wasn't joking when they said that those things fly out the door in smaller communities. Give it some time, and I'm sure other adventurers like you will start coming in and start asking for the big stuff. Speaking of, tell me, how goes your adventuring? You've got a few extra scars, and that looked like some way nicer gear that you left at the door than what you had back when we were adventuring together. Oh, full-time professional monster slaying? That's commendable already, but considering you're capable of running pro now? I mean, heck, before I left, together, we were barely able to take on those lowly goblin raids. Now you're out here taking on gnoll and ogre clans all by yourself? You must have gotten really good. Believe it or not, yeah, I have actually been able to keep up with adventuring while at the Alchemist Academy. There's a lot of field gathering, and most ingredients are either way out in secluded pockets of wilderness or growing on the inside of hobgoblins or slimes. You really learn not to make mistakes when you've got to go gather everything yourself. I've picked up a few new things, plus some new magic tricks from my pact. Yeah, I'm now deemed worthy of more than just eldritch blasts. Check this out. Cool, right? Isn't that cool? I can summon it in the shape of any melee weapon I want. Of course, I usually just choose the short sword, but hey, spears are great for gathering those out-of-reach ingredients. Oh, the Academy was really neat. They teach a lot more than just alchemy there. I mean, of course, but their alchemy services are unmatched in any of the surrounding kingdoms. I also took some classes on wilderness survival and basic combat skills to keep myself ready for adventuring. Really? You're surprised I didn't change my mind and stay in the city once I was done? Who do you think I am? Though, I admit the city did have an unimaginable amount of services and goods I would never be able to find within a week's travels in any direction from here. Oh, the druid night spas are to die for. I have to take you there whenever we get some gold pieces to spare between us. But no matter how nice other places can be, I could never stay away from home. Figured you'd ask about that. Yeah, I technically own the building. Although once summer rolls around, I owe the smiths and masons across the river some potions of chill. Which, I mean, yeah, that does mean hunting ice elementals in the mountains, but hey, I saved quite a bit of gold, which I ended up using to buy new alchemy gear and quite a few ingredients to get my shop off the ground. It wasn't quite so pretty when I moved in here. But thankfully, the carpenter up the road honored that favor they still owed me, so they redid the walls and the roof. Yeah, it does sound like a lot, but honestly, it didn't take much work. She was here for hardly half a day. I keep all my alchemy gear down here and live up on the second floor. Speaking of, here's a key, in case you need a place to rest your head on this side of town. Not at all. The business won't affect me adventuring. Any prestigious alchemist worth their salt will not be found dead with a single full page on their business ledger before winter's first fall. It's an alchemist's duty to go into the field and pull their ingredients from the grasp of the world with their own hands. Sorry, just quoting one of the scholars I had. Alchemists will always have to buy ingredients sometimes, but keeping up as an adventurer cuts down costs tremendously. Hope you're okay with me tagging along with you again. Before we do, though, we should totally spar some. I'm sure I'm not near as good as you are with a weapon, but I'd love to get a look at all the new tricks you've learned. Mr. Big League Adventurer. Hey, your face just dropped hard. Are you all right? You look terribly upset. That's a scary question. Of course we're best friends. I mean, sure, we couldn't write to each other while I was away, but those few years never detracted from anything I've held for you. I'm still the same person now that grew up and adventured right next to you. What's on your mind that has you like this? Oh, you've been thinking about some things. Like what? Have I noticed anything off about you before? Well, it's hard to say, but I have dreamed about some of our past adventures, and it did always seem like you were uncomfortable with something. Like your armor didn't fit right, but for everything about you instead. I never noticed it in person, but during those dreams, it seemed kind of obvious something was wrong. What's going on? I'm really worried about you. You want to buy a potion? What kind do you want that's got you acting this sheepish? A gender-changing potion? But... Oh, I see. Oh, I'm so sorry. I couldn't imagine what you must be going through, or for how long you've been going through it. Can I give you a hug? All right, biological alteration is definitely within my skill set, but I don't know the recipe. Those kinds of potions are usually made from some very rare and expensive ingredients, so let me see what I can do. Of course this doesn't change anything. I'm still your best friend, and nothing will come between us. Besides, this would hardly be the weirdest thing I've encountered since leaving. I mean, even tieflings aren't given a second glance in the city, if that puts it into perspective for you. Where's that book? If you don't mind me asking, how long has this been bothering you? That long, huh? Gods, I'm sorry. Aha, there it is. An Alchemist's Guide to Biological Matter Alteration. Let's see what I can find. Well, for what it's worth, I'm proud that you were brave enough to ask me. I believe something of that caliber would be hard on anyone to ask others for help with. I promise I'll do my best to help. I won't charge you for anything. At least this time. I mean, yeah, I'd have to charge you for potions normally. Although I can at least discount them if you brought me the ingredients. What? Don't look at me like that. I'm running a business here. Here it is. The gender-changing potion. All right, let's see what we got here. See, classification, high-intensity specialty, school, alteration, can temporarily or permanently alter the drinker's sex characteristics so that the other sex at lower dosages will have temporary effect on external parts of the body, and at the full dose will permanently alter organs and genetic makeup. For species or individuals with alternate organ makeup, such as changelings or intersex humanoids, the potion will transform them to the closest sex available to them for the duration of the potion, and repeated consumption will alternate between available options to them. For complete reversal, consume a cleansing potion of at minimum moderate strength. Reversal can be completed with no lasting effect 1 month after original consumption and with lingering effect after another 3 months. Warning, potion solution has a shelf life of 1 week and then bottled 2 years. That doesn't matter for us. Major shifts will be extremely painful. And in case of rejection, might lead to intense feelings of continuous disgust, depression, and discomfort. Does that sound like something you want to go through? That may be true, but be careful. Alchemy-related pains are something else entirely. But if you think you can handle it, let's continue. Nice to hear there's an easy out. After all, cleansing potions are mostly easy to make. Let's see. To mix a gender change potion, grind 1 of each of these flowers into a paste. A daybloom, a moonglow, a blinkroot, waterleaf, deathweed, shiverthorn, and a fire blossom. Same tools can be used for all crushing without needing any rinsing or replacing. Excellent! Combine the paste in a large beaker or small cauldron containing 2 parts water and 3 parts natural binding solution, and then mix. Okay. Bring to a consistent boil by any means and add 1 pure blue slime ball. Interesting. Green slime is acceptable but will produce a flavor most foul. Of course. Once thickened and color begins sparkling, any additions may be added in. Recommended to add these ingredients: crushed sparkling rock for a faster reaction time, celestial essence for shifting pain relief, any species of energy weed for reduced shifting time. Add more of any addition for increased effect with no limit to the amount addable. Once finished, or if no additions are to be made, then remove from heat and bottle. Okay, this is all pretty straightforward. Once the fluid takes on a moving spiral of blue and pink color, shake vigorously and it will be ready for consumption. Wow. All right, that's a lot easier than most potions of similar caliber. All those ingredients are very common for other potions, so thank goodness I used that smith money for ingredients. Otherwise, that would be some hefty traveling. All right, let's get started. Yeah, right now. This shouldn't take long at all. Remember who you're talking to. Now, where's my mortar and pestle? So these feelings you've had, did you have them before I left? I'd feel terribly guilty if I didn't notice or ignored you or... So you had them, but you didn't know what they were and just tried ignoring them. I see. No wonder my patron showed me those dreams like they did. Oh, my patron? Yeah, I never did talk about them much before I left. Well, I've made a pact with Lathander, the Faerunian god of dawn and renewal. I'm sure you remember that Mother was a cleric serving in his name, so from a young age I had access to many tomes and scrolls centered around him and his teachings. I was never one for worship, though, so when I first took up adventuring, I engaged in a ritual to summon an aspect of Lathander's spirit, which is where I struck my bargain. He grants me the magic I use for adventuring, and I use the nectar from his flowers, gold roses that grow on the Latha trees, as my potion binding solutions. That's a nice little uplifting mood to the drinker. Makes my stamina potions a lot more popular, I'll say that. Let me tell you, it's a good inspiration to pass your advanced level apprenticeship when you've got a part of a god expecting you to succeed. Oh, but the visions. When a warlock takes on the magic from a deity or divine, the warlock will become influenced and swayed by the realms tied to their patron, though the actual effect is different from warlock to warlock. For me, Lathander's influence has shifted my sleep schedule, making me a morning person. My eyes have taken on a morning sunlight gold color, and when I sleep, I occasionally see visions of places where new beginnings can be created. Or something. I think that's the best way of wording it. That's why prophets are so rare. The gods speak on levels completely incomprehensible to us mortals, and most fools, driven to understand their language, end up going mad. Yeah, remember that farmer's youngest son? His brother, the one our age, he came in the other day asking for a minor sleep potion and mentioned his insanity finally cleared up. Yeah, that is great. Now that those visions are gone, he should be back to normal come next spring. So, about your identity, have you changed anything yet? Your name or how I should refer to you or anything? Okay, still experimenting, but avoid anything masculine. Got it. I have to say, though, those name considerations are nice. Just let me know when you settle on something. And, of course, if you find the name you pick starts not agreeing, you can always change it again. All right, that's the flowers done. My water is over here, but where's... Oh, hey, do you mind passing me that bottle behind you? The red one with the gold sunrise symbol on it? Yeah, that one. Thanks a ton. Oh, it's that nectar I mentioned earlier. This is used to bind the essence of the ingredients together, making it so they, actually do something when drank instead of just tasting really bad. It's a natural agent, which means it's taken straight from some plant or animal without any change. Artificial binds usually go through some level of processing, like pure alcohol or potion clay. Depends on the potion. Some require specific binds, and others may not matter at all. I'm guessing this one accepts any kind of natural bind, since all the flower essence and everything. Now, let me just... All right, now for some heat. Cool, isn't it? Because it's you, I'll share my secret. I don't use a conventional burner. I've got a fire core that's been blessed with fire elemental magic. All I have to do is use a spell to introduce a flame and it will stay burning. No fuel, no risk of spreading, and it even produces a pretty pleasant smell. Plus, I can very easily control how hot the flame is depending on how long I hold onto the core when I light it. Yeah, it is pretty fascinating. I got it from an incredibly lucky encounter with a dwarven scholar that decided to spend a day at our library at the same time I was studying for my lava resistance potion test. Any flame spell would work, but I use my create bonfire spell so it doesn't take any magical effort. I mean, sure, those magic recovery naps are pretty great, but I can't spend an hour sleeping after every 2 potions that I need heated. I'd barely get anything made in a day. Oh, hey, look, we got our boil. Time for the slime. Hey, some alchemists in the city keep slimes for pets? I didn't get to see any in person, but the idea of a domesticated slime is actually pretty cute. But I've heard it's a ton of maintenance. Though I've also heard any slime you can harvest off them will be far superior to any you find out in the wild, so any trouble is far worth it. The slime is usually for taste, and sometimes to thicken the solution, though some slimes do offer nice benefits, like volcano slimes. They're used to make potions of warmth. Before I answer that, do not go and eat any slimes. That would be a very unpleasant experience. That being said, I think red slimes taste the best when used in potions. Has an aftertaste that reminds me of that spiced ale that those traveling merchants sell during the wintertime. Hey, look, potion's already sparkling. Now for those additions. Unfortunately, I don't have any celestial essence, so this is gonna hurt. I do have a little bit of energy root I ground up yesterday, so we can speed this up a tiny bit, thankfully. And I also do have quite a bit of crushed sparkling rock, so at least it should be able to get it down to an almost instant reaction time. Does that sound agreeable to you? Whatever you say, Mrs. I don't feel pain. We'll see how long you keep thinking that. Let me get those ingredients mixed in. Yes, you're going to drink crushed up rocks. You do eat salt, right? That's pretty much the same thing. Well, it's called celestial essence because there's a ton of different ways of getting it. But the process is usually about the same. It's kind of like making tea. You boil an object imbued by celestial magic, and the remaining water becomes celestial essence. The easiest way of getting it is by using unicorn horns, but you won't get much usable essence that way. I've heard you can use an Asmar's bathwater, but frankly, that sounds disgusting. Yes, I know I've pulled ingredients for some pretty nasty places, but that's still just... Ugh. Besides, I'm pretty sure that was just a hoax that got spread around too many times. Alrighty, time to bottle, and that's it. Hey, I hope you don't mind, but I've never made a full-on gender potion yet, so do you mind if I put it into an alchemy bottle? Well, I have made some basic biological alteration potions for people, of course, but only really for stuff like changing hair color or clearing up blemishes and eye bags and stuff like that. But actually changing the bits and baubles you have? I'm still a recently graduated alchemist here. They don't let fledglings and apprentices handle the specialty crafts. So am I allowed to use one of my alchemy glasses? What difference does it make? Well, nothing but looks compared to a normal glass bottle. You see, alchemy is about taking the essence and magic power behind natural objects and harvesting it into a drinkable liquid. We use glass because it's one of the easiest available materials that won't let any of the essence leak back out. Trust me, you never want to see what happens when an adventurer stores a healing potion in a recently self-crafted leather flask. Anyway, an alchemy bottle is made out of enchanted glass. It'll absorb the power from a potion and it'll shape and shift according to the absorbed magic, without letting any of the magic leak out. The higher the power of the potion, then more the bottle will shift and change, and the intensity of it is affected by how potent the potion actually is. Oh, and remember the symbol on that nectar bottle? That's the symbol of Lathander. And it'll cause any alchemical bottles to bear that same insignia. Yeah, it is pretty cool. And the process to enchant the glass is really easy to learn, so it's no extra cost to us. But for lower level potions like the lesser healing ones, they usually need a custom bottle to look fancy. But hey, most adventurers agree if you need a healing potion, then the look of the bottle is rarely a consideration. Only ones who really care are those charlatans that upcharge the hells out of their potions. Yeah, it's stupid. Though I admit, some of those days when I was still learning, it was appealing to hang up the adventuring gear and try to peddle more money for these things, just to have that extra few gold pieces to get ingredients with. But hey, no one outside the cities becomes an alchemist because it'll make them rich. I mean, it can. But we still haven't fully deciphered the whole metal to gold process yet, so... Bottle? Heck yeah, check this out. Alright, give it a moment and let's see what the bottle looks like. Oh, interesting. So the bottle seems to have taken on a slight hourglass shape with the Lathander symbol on the upper center part and with the bottleneck completely reshaping into the symbol of Mercury. We use that a lot in our botanical studies to indicate a hermaphroditic specimen. So you see the circle? The circle with the line going down or the horizontal bar is the symbol for female. Follow the line going diagonally up like that into the arrow, that's the symbol for male. We use the two together to show if a specimen is capable of switching between the two, or at least being able to fill the role of either. I suppose that's fitting, all things considered. But those are some beautiful colors. The pink and the blue. And... Anyway, time for the shakes. Now, you're sure you want to do this? This is going to be very painful. You can reverse this later, of course, but that'll be another dose of pain. I'm not trying to dissuade you, just making sure you're aware of what you're about to go through. Of course other people drink these things. Otherwise the recipe wouldn't need to be written down. There are plenty of others who share in your plight. Some just want those surface-level touch-ups. And heck, I've heard some cases of rogues using them as a temporary disguise. And some of the upper echelon of society use them to get into parties or celebrations only for one specific gender. It's just one of those things that don't get talked about often outside of alchemical spaces, anyway. All right, well, if you want it to be thorough and permanent, it's going to take the full bottle. So, bottoms up. Well, that was fast. Remind me never to get into a drinking contest with you. So, what does it taste like? Like a medicine-flavored sugar cookie. Interesting. It shouldn't take long, but make sure to tell me what you feel as you feel it, no matter how minor. You feel warm already. How warm? Like after a good molten chocolate warm? All right, sounds like the potion is already seeping into your system then. Here, let's head upstairs and you get comfy. Once it fully starts, we're not going to have any time for anything until it runs its course. Here, you hit that couch and lay like it's your funeral. I'm going to go get a few washcloths just in case. Yeah, it is pretty comfy. It's supposed to be owlbear leather. Got it not too long before I moved. Some Fletcher was looking to downsize, and I just couldn't pass up a deal like that. Oh, shit, that sounded painful. Hold on, I'm coming. Okay, you look like you're in pain. What's going on? Muscles feel tighter than they've ever been, okay? Just keep breathing. You're locking up, and it's better if you don't pass out right now. Gods, don't say anything. Just focus on your breathing. Keep breathing. Come on, in and out. In and out. Nice and steady. Ignore the bones and their very loud noises. They just want, to be smaller, it seems like. No, keep breathing. Come on. In and out. Don't stop. No, don't waste your oxygen saying you're fine. Just focus on breathing. Hey, don't start panicking now. I can see it in your face, under the moving skull and neck bones. Okay, small breather. You look relieved. You're not done yet, but keep breathing. Nice and steady. Like when you got stabbed that one time. In and out. In and out. See, we're nice and relaxed and... Oh, yeah. That sounds extremely unpleasant. Yep, yeah, that sure is beautiful noise. I think your organs down there are just inverting, probably. I'm not taking your pants off to check, so just keep breathing. Okay, your fat is just moving itself to better spots, and your muscles are readapting to your new bones. You're almost done. Just keep breathing. Scream if you have to. Just don't lock up on me. Come on, keep breathing. Keep breathing. Stay with me. All right? Just keep breathing. It's gonna be okay. Welcome back to the land of the living. No. Don't try to say anything or get up yet. You blacked out for a tiny bit. Let yourself fully come to, okay? It's hard to say for sure, but you've been out for maybe 30-ish minutes. You couldn't handle the shock anymore, it seems. But it looks like the worst has already ended, minus a few, bigger changes, which slowly finished before you woke up. Well, the look of shock on your face tells me you've noticed. Before anything else, try to speak, though. Tell me, how do you feel? Wow. Well, that sure is... Well, I mean you, but as a female. But yeah, you're gonna be extremely sore for a few days, more than likely. You started sweating something fierce, which is why I'm wiping you down. Here, look into this hand mirror. Tell me, what do you think? Seems like you definitely lost many inches from your height, though you still seem slightly taller than me. We can check once you're walking. And you did lose some muscle in your arms, but I think that was just to scale them down to your new frame. You seem like you're still really toned up on your arms and legs. Was not taking your clothes off to check any deeper. I doubt either of us would end up comfortable with that. Yeah, you do seem very beautiful and well-developed. I guess had you been born this way, your fat was going to some really agreeable spots. If you decide to settle with someone someday, they are going to be extremely pleased. What? No, I'm not envious at all. Okay, maybe a little bit, but hey, with those proportions, I'm pretty sure you're at custom armor sizes now. At least you should be able to afford replacements. I could never. Not with my alchemical expenses. I was gonna ask if you're happy with how it turned out, but that look on your face says it all. Even with the probably mind-shattering pain you're feeling. Well, that sunshine you're beaming off, I'd mistake you for a vessel of my patron. Well, you look and feel like you're not burning alive anymore. Jeez, your new skin is so soft, even with those scars. And don't worry about staying over, okay? You rest for as long as you need, even if that takes days. Once you're up and around, maybe we can take a deeper look at your changes, but everything seems to have found its place. Can I get you anything, or just tired? Okay then, I'll let you get some more rest. There's a bell on the floor next to you. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ring it. I'm so glad I could do this for you, friend. Rest easy. Here's to your new future. Hello, my dear friends. If you're still watching, I have to take it to mean you either really like the video or you're currently unconscious. Either one is completely fine with me, though. Before we end things off, I want to give a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. You can see their names on the screen for most of this video. And if you want to support, you can for as little as $3 a month. I got links in the description for the Patreon and some other stuff if you're looking to poke around and see my various artistic endeavors. And if you like the stuff that I make, consider hitting that subscribe button. It does help a lot with appeasing the terrible algorithm that we're forced to live our lives by here on YouTube. Oh, and a like or a comment if you feel like it. But that's it for today. So I'll see you in the next video.